How's it going today? Today we're going to review some stocks. Been a while since I made a video, making another video. It's just been crazy. I've been trying to take it all in and made some videos and stuff like that, and really sit back and think about what's going on. Been making some moves here and there. Just been really focusing on that. Hope you guys are doing good out there. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we're going to review some stocks I picked a year ago, 3 months ago, and 6 months ago, and see how they did. First, we're just going to do the year away. I mean. I picked them last year around this time in April. I can leave a link down in the video. I'm just going to get right into that. We're going to compare it to the S&P. The S&P is actually down 1%, negative 1%. You lost 1% of your money if you bought the S&P a year ago. So essentially, the market was doing good with all this stuff going around, the coronavirus and all that, and a lot of other things too. It's not just the coronavirus. It's a lot of oil and all this, and there's a lot of problems with really everything going on now, and blah, 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 blah. You all know, you all hear the news. I'm not going to get into that. I don't want to talk about that stuff. I think I always look past that. I don't think the coronavirus is going to last forever, so I don't really think about it, especially in the long term. But anyway, the free stocks were Match Group, which is a dating site and all that. I can leave a link, and I'm not going to talk a whole lot about them. Adobe. They make Photoshop and Premiere and stuff like that. And then Zendesk, it helps, it's a cloud software company. Bottom line, it was a pretty good group, actually, year over year. Match Group is up 36% compared to the market down 1%. This thing's been very volatile. It was up almost 50-60%, then came down, actually got cut in half, and then came back up. I mean, this thing, if you hold on to it, it has pretty good returns. I mean, you can see the average about 30%, and that's about actually what the growth rate is for this company. It's around 30%, so it kind of makes sense over the long term. The growth rate stays at that. The next one is Adobe. Adobe is up 26%. This has been kind of volatile too. Went up a lot, was up over 50-60%. And came back down, it's up 26%. Now, the next one is Zendesk, even more volatile, and actually down 8%. It actually lost to the market, only one, but since all the other ones did well, the average is +8 on the market. So essentially, over year, that beat the market, and that really hits kind of my target. My target is to get like around 20% return, where 20% annualized is a pretty good return. Over the long term, that really compounds that doubles between 2 and 3 years. So I mean, you start with $10,000 in 7 years, it'll double, free 2 times, or almost 3 times. So you're almost sitting up 8 times in 7 years or so. So essentially, that's a pretty good return on investment. Is 18%, 20%, especially if you can maintain that over the long term and for over a year. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that group. I knew they would outperform. I had pretty strong hopes for them. Now the next one is 3 months ago, so it's not spectacular. I always give it some time. Let's compare it to the market, because that's what we're trying to beat. That's the bench line. It's negative 13%. So if you bought it at the beginning of the year, you're down 13%. I mean, the market's been getting killed out there. But these stocks, they did all right. I mean, for the stocks were Amazon, The Trade Desk, Shopify, Google, and NVIDIA. We're going to get right down. Amazon's up 26%, so it's been pretty good for Amazon. Amazon is weathered well with it. I mean, it just seems like, when you get someone like Jeff Bezos leading the company, Amazon is kicking on all cylinders still. So, I mean, this has really done an amazing job. Amazon's still getting it done and doing amazing things out there. Next is The Trade Desk. The Trade Desk is helps with advertisement. I could leave a link down to that. That's actually was my number one stock for the year. But I mean, advertisements got hit a little bit. That's why Facebook and Google is also down. It's down 18%, but this thing is so volatile. I mean, this thing's crazy. It's went up to 300, down to 140, back up to 200. So it's very volatile. Just hang on. I think long term, it's going to be very big. I mean, this thing's already up. I mean, if you go back 2 or 3 years up, it's almost up 5 times. So essentially, the Trade Desk, I think it's just going to keep going well. Next one is Shopify. Shopify is almost like the Amazon for small business. They help small businesses move online, which is excellent for, let's say, you a mom and pop place and you want to go, hey, let's make a website so I can get online. Shopify is how you do that. You use their software, and it's up 29%. It's just kind of like Amazon. It's done well. I mean, Shopify is actually up over the last last 4 years up 20, I think 20 times. I mean, this thing has been on a rocket ship and it just keeps going. Actually, it's in my next month's review in May, and man, it killed it. Unless something happens to this thing, even if it lost half the value, this thing is killed it. Shopify has killed it. The next one is Google. Like I said, it's an advertisement play. I mean, think about every single time you use Google. How does Google make money? Through advertisement. A lot of people use their software to advertise on their platforms such as YouTube and Google. So essentially, if advertisement is down, Google will become down too. So that kind of makes sense. The next one is NVIDIA. NVIDIA does software, hardware. They make computer chips. So think of AI. This is the AI stock. And this thing has killed it too. This is up 17%. So while Google was actually down 13, I forgot to mention that. So altogether up 8% versus the market's 13%. So actually this one's actually done very well over the last 3 months. Actually, my account is actually positive for the year. Actually, I'm only going back to like February. Really, I mean, so essentially I'm only down from that peak in February where it ran up. I'm only down like 2% or 1%. So essentially with these stocks just kind of holding it up, you know what I mean? And that's kind of how it is with the index. It got hammered because it got hit with the coronavirus. Oh, the oil stocks got hit because oil plummeted. I mean, this thing got killed. I mean, the market got killed. It got, especially the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones got obliterated. But anyway, next is going 6 months back. I picked Arista Networks, Next Energy, Paycom Software, and Roku. And going through them, and the market was up negative 4%. So essentially, they lost 4%. Actually, the S&P is actually down the whole time. I mean, it's been pretty bad for the market, but you know, I think it'll eventually come back. But yeah, it's been getting killed out there. Some of these stocks actually done well. Some of them did very well, and then now doing okay. You know, some of these stocks, and that's what really the kind of the goal is. You know what I mean? Get these ones to run up so much that even if it let's say if it goes up 3 times and still gets cut in half, you're still well ahead of the market. And that's what a lot of these companies did. And that's why some of these companies are still up 30, 40% over a 3-month period after they got cut in half, you know. But anyway, the next, the ones is Arista Networks. And this stock hasn't really recovered from where I picked it. It had a bad earnings report, and the stock got obliterated, down 30% in one day. So not too good on that one, but it's only down 16% now. It came back a little bit, had some good numbers coming out. I mean, this is kind of a boom and bust cycle. It's like a hardware. It sells hardware to cloud computing. So essentially there's a bunch of orders and then it goes slow down. It's like semiconductors, you know? So there's a bunch of orders, there's new technology. We have to build, and then it stops. So essentially that's what next, Arista Network kind of is. That's how it plays. Next Energy is an energy play. It does with wind power, solar power. Think of green energy. That's kind of what it is. That's what the company does. It's an energy play. It's up 4%. So essentially not explosive, but really not that bad. It pays a nice dividend. That's nice about energy, utilities, companies. The next one is Paycom Software. Paycom Software is a cloud stock. Once again, I always pick cloud stocks. I think cloud is the new technology in the 2020s. I made a bunch of videos on cloud stocks, and actually every single one, I always try to put a cloud company in it because they do so well. And Paycom is no exception. It's up 7% in the 6-month period. You know, not that good. And now the next one is Roku. Roku is basically it's like a hybrid between Google and Netflix. So essentially it has its own little platform, which it uses. And people use it, watch their stuff, and it's an advertisement play. Every single time you buy something on Amazon, Roku, or something like that, they get a piece of that. So essentially, that's why Roku is almost like they sell that box too, but that's not how they make their money. I think it's like almost 10% of the revenue is that little box they sell you, so you can activate their Roku. It's up 10%. Once again, an average of only 1% up versus 4%. So actually every single one of my free stocks here, or 4 stocks in the last one, 5 stock in the 3 months one, has actually beaten the market. So I've beaten the market over the last year with all these stocks, and I can leave a link down in the video so you can hear more. I just do a run through. I always review them. I think it's shameful that people don't on YouTube. I see them all the time. I believe anybody can pick a stock. Anybody can say, buy that stock. How many people come out and actually say, hey, I made a bad call, or let's review them. I did a good job. I did a bad job. Lost money. I mean, I come out here and show everything, show all the good and the bad. You know, I think that's really, really important. But anyway, make sure you leave a comment what you bought, what you're looking for. I always like to hear what you guys say. It keeps kind of like a network effect, so I can kind of make a video maybe. And I always look on opportunities. A lot of these stocks I get through the internet. You know, I get through random people that I read on the internet, YouTube. A lot of these things I get them from you guys, and too. So send them my way. I can look at them and give you my opinion, or you know, and that's how I really find these stocks. Everybody's like, how do you find the Paycoms and the Adobes and the Match Groups? Well, I do a lot of research. You know, I mean, I do a lot of research. I read a lot. You know, on these companies, and I see which one's good. I think of the trend. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope this was helpful. Thank you.